Hello, Narendra, like, is that fine, right? With you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, creating an application, okay, so it's a four-step process. Just, so we have a wizard to run the to create an application. And we don't need to do, extra any configurations. It's a very straightforward process. It's just like answering the questionnaire. So, if I give some questionnaire on the UI, you need to answer them. It will be like that, and then automatically system will create the structure. All the structure, all the application structure, and all the rules necessary for creating an application will be done internally. So from a developer perspective, you need to give minimum information like application details, or what type of application you are building, whether it's a implementation application or a framework application, or what is your organization, and those type of details we need to give, and what are the objectives of the application. So we'll see. So this is a four-step process. The first step we collect basic information about the application. Second, objectives, and third, cases, and fourth, data model. So this is a four-step process. Out of this four step, the only required step is first step. If you want, you can skip second, third, fourth steps during creating an application, and you can update these values like business objectives, cases, and data model after creating an application as well. But if you have a what we call pre-hand information by the time you create an application, then you can also fill this information. If you have no information about these three, then you can skip them during creating an application. Later you can add. So the basic info, we collect like information like what is the application name. So obviously application name is required. And then what is your organization? So when I give organization, automatically system will create a structure, class structure. Because for creating a class structure, I need two parameters and two things. One is organization name, one is application name. How the structure will be created internally. The structure will be created like this. When I give application name and organization name, the system will create org hyphen app name is the class structure. And inside this, anyway, layers will be there. Work layer will be there, data layer will be there, application will be there. So the system will create like this. It will replace org, whatever the organization you are giving here, and what is the application name you are giving, it will replace that. And inside that, you can see three layers. In the same way, in the org level, the organization level also, whatever the organization name you are giving, it will take that and will create a data layer as well as integration layer. So to create a class structure, organization name and application name is mandatory. That is why system is basic information is must. So class structure is important for us, so that because of that one, these are the mandatory steps. You need to give the organization name and application name to create the structure internally by the system. And one more thing here you need is the application can be, generally I refer application only, the application can be implementation application or a framework. The application can be implementation application or a framework. Then what is a framework application? The framework application is also a PRPC application, but will contain all the reusable rules. I will take an example here. Let's take ICICI is an organization and I want to build an application. So before building an application, you should do some groundwork. So for which line of business you are creating an application. In real time it happens. Anyway, it is a discussion with not only with the developers, all the stakeholders and LSAs, system experts, SMEs will be there. It's a collective. We collectively come to conclusion saying that whether we can go for implementation or a loan framework or a framework. So when we go for framework, if you want to build some application on top of other application, the point is if you want to build some applications on top of other PRPC applications, then you can go for framework here. Let's take an example here. ICICI want to build separate applications for personal loans one and car loans one application and home loans one application. Let's assume. So ICICI directly can create 3 applications like this. However, you're creating application, you can create 3 applications. If you observe in these 3 applications, some rules will be common because all are related to loan only. The process will be common for each and every loan. The process will be common. The data we are collecting is maybe different. The process. We're talking about so because Pega is a BPM tool, right? The process will be. The process will be there. The process will be common. And moreover, some data, even data also like customer information will be common. Customer is customer. So if I am ICICI customer, that means I can go for home loan, I can go for car loan, I can go for some other loan. If I go for any loan, my information is common with the respect of customer, the ICICI. So I no need to maintain the same customer information in the 3 applications. That is duplication. You are unnecessarily duplicating the data. You are maintaining the same customer information in all the 3 applications. Here what the suggestion is, create the framework application for loan. Framework application is nothing but is a reusable, all the reusable rules will be stored in the framework. Like here in this example loan, I want to create 3 applications, but before creating 3 applications, to increase the reusability, what I will do, I will create a loan application named as loan framework. This is also a PRPC application, but I make it as a framework. Here you have 2 options will come. Here I will make it as a framework. Then all the rules which are common across the loans, like loan information, processes, all the process will be common, and then customer information, and it may be any, it may be any other rule which you feel is common across all the applications, all the loan applications. If you feel, you need to move that into framework application. So when you make a framework application, the system will create the structure like this. This is about application structure, right? Here also the same thing. Generally, we will include FW, ORG, loan FW. This is just a notation. So if you are creating a framework application, you need to give this FW. That is a framework, a loan framework. So it's a visual indication or it may be notation we follow to divide, to distinguishingly identify the application as well from the loan framework. So if you are creating a loan framework, then what you will do, on top of framework, so you get a loan application, loan framework. Then on top of framework, you will build 3 applications. On top, I'm saying, on top you will build 3 applications like personal loan, and then car loan, and then home loan. You are creating 3 applications here on top of loan framework. Here if you see, we are building on top of framework so that all the rules which are there in the framework application can be reused in the implementation applications. These are the implementation applications. Personal loan, car loan, home loan are the implementation applications. I am building these applications on top of loan framework application. Whatever the rules are there in the loan framework, I can reuse them here so that I can reduce the duplication. Okay, and you need to select that one as well while creating in the basic info. You are creating the implementation application or framework application, and then it will ask for built on. Built on means on what you are building an application. So you are building an application on PRPC. So you are building directly on plain PRPC. Then so like if you want to directly create on top of PRPC, you can go for PRPC. Pega rules will come up in the option. You can go here. But if you want to build your application on top of framework, other framework, you select the framework name. How the framework will come into the dropdown? Directly it won't come. First, you need to create the application. Anyway, you are creating an application framework. So once you complete the application, if you want to create an application on top of the framework, first you need to install the framework application. That is what Pega do. Pega is providing a lot of products, right? What are the products they are providing? They are providing the framework applications. Anyway, from Pega 718, the term framework is not used, but just for reference I am giving, if it is a framework or application, those are Pega applications only. Just to distinguish, I am mentioning you the framework and implementation. But generally people are still using the framework application, but we named as it's a Pega application only. So Pega generally give the products in the form of framework. Now, once a customer buys the product, what they will do? On top of those frameworks, they can build their own applications. What the use of it? Already Pega built 80% of the functionality. Now, what you are doing? You need to build the rest of the 20% functionality, which is specific to your industry, or to your company requirements. So generally, at least 20% will be different. Even if you take any bank, all the banks are providing car loan, home loans, and some other loan, something. The process will be same, but at least 20% will be different inside here and there. The rules and regulations may be different, but the process and everything will be common. So those 20% what they will customize. What, let's say you are buying the loan framework from Pega, assume, and you bought the product and you need to install that. Once you install that, on top of that you need to create an application. So in the drop down, we will get an option like built on application. In the drop down, we will select the framework application name so that all the rules will be reusable in your implementation application. That is about basic information. Coming to business objectives. So there won't be any application without business objective. So if there is no objective, there is no need of creating an application. If I am creating an application, there should be clear business objective. Then who will give the business objective? Not the developer will give the business objectives. Client will give the business objective. Whenever the client wants to develop an application, they have a clear vision of why we are creating an application. So we need to mention all the data here. So, like if you are creating a loan application, why do you want to create a loan application? I want to increase the turnaround time. That is one objective. So I want to agile the process. Agile means faster the process. So that is one as a one, and they want to increase the profits. There may be some business objectives will be there for each and every application. So you need to mention all the business objectives in the second step. That's very straightforward. You need to give a textual kind of thing which is given by the clients. And the cases, then what is the cases here? As part of the application, you're getting a loan application or it may be any application. As part of the application, what are the cases you want to run? Case here nothing but a business transaction. What are the businesses you are doing in that application? Let's take an application here, the loan application as an example. So as part of loan application, what you will do? One case may be the apply loan. Apply loan may be the one case, and process loan may be the one case, and then disbursement will be the one case. Fulfillment may be the one case. It's up to the it's up to the segregation. Some people what they will do, they will create complete they create only one case, and they will handle all the scenarios in one case. Some people what they will for the maintainability they will divide the parts, and they will create a complex structure by using these mini parts. But case is nothing but a business transaction. In the case of interview, in the case of HRD, if we were creating an application for HR department, so in the HR department we will be having many business transactions. So we are handling, we are demoing one case like interview process. How the interview process will be done in the HR department, we will automate that using the Pega tool. So interview process means, when I say interview process, it has a end-to-end structure, like collecting the information, collecting the profiles from the students, and they need to screen the profiles, and they need to, the profile is profile is okay, they need to call up the candidate, and they need to schedule the interview and conduct the interview, and interview ratings will be taken, and then assessment performance will be there. Once you're selected, you go for next level like compensation discussion. So this is a process, end-to-end business transaction, end-to-end process. Like that, in your application, what are the cases you want to implement? You have to mention here. That here, the second, third, fourth steps are not required at the creating an application. This is an optional kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. Well, at the time of creating an application, if you have idea of what you are going to create, you can mention here. If you have no idea, you can skip it, and after creating an application also, you can create the cases. And here data model. So data model is nothing but a data classes. So you are creating an application, you need to have a mechanism to store the data. Store the data means not in the database I am speaking about. When I say data model, the data model will be useful to take the data and traverse the data. The data will be traversing, right, between the screens or between the applications, between the cases. The data will be traversing. How the data will be traversing? With some medium. That medium is nothing but a data model. Application needs the data. Anyway, without the data, you create application and you are not giving any data, it's of no use. You are giving data, then where do you store it? You need to have some mechanism to store the data and to traverse, and you need to, sometimes you need to pass the data to some other page, right? And you need to move the data from one page to other page. You need to traverse the data between the pages or between the cases as well. So in order to store these details, we will create a data classes. Generally, it is equal to Java class in your Java application. Generally, in the Java class, what we will do, we will create methods and we will create properties, everything. If you are creating a bean, generally we have characters and set as methods to get the data and set the data. Here also, we will set the data from the UI and we will get the data using the notations. We don't have any methods here. We have different notations to get the data. But what is the use of it? It may be any technology, it may be any notation, but the use is I need to travel the data, I need to traverse the data between the pages so that I can use the data in different screens and different maybe some different applications and different cases, and even I want to store the data into database, I can use the same same data. Like if you're creating a loan application, you can create one data model like customer, and customer is having some properties again. So like that, in your application, what is your data model. Generally, this will be discussed with your architect, project architect, and we will come up. It's not a single developer task. You say before creating an application, we'll do a lot of groundwork. We will be ready with all the necessary data models. You need to mention the data model here. And again, while mentioning the data model, system will give an option. Do you want to create it at organization level or implementation level? So if you select organization level, what happens? It will create a class like this: org name, data layer, and then whatever the model class name you are giving here. This is the structure you will get if you create a data model at organization level. If you create a data model at implementation level, what will you get? Organization and app name, and then data layer, and then you will create a class name. Whatever the class name you are giving, or data model you are giving, it will be placed here. Internally, this structure will be created. So if you create organization level, what happens? All the applications, here we are creating one application. So later, tomorrow, you may create one more application in the same organization. In those scenarios, you can use the same data. That is why if you want to increase the reusability, you can make it at organization level. But again, don't keep everything in the organization layer, because it's again extra burden. Some security issues may come. Let's say one information is only suitable for application name. What some people will do, anyway, the data will be we can access in the in this first tab from the organization layer. And there is a chance that second application also can use the data. They can manipulate the data. That is why wherever it is required, we need to store the data in that layer only. We need to store the data. Okay, we do not to overburden any class here. That is about creating an application theory part. Tomorrow we will see the same thing in the system. Not tomorrow. I'm saying in the next class. Okay. Any doubts here? Hello.
Yes, see, as you said, while creating an application, there are 4 steps should be there, like
Yes.
basic info, business object use cases, and data model.
Yes.
So, is it mandatory second, third, fourth steps?
No, that's what I'm
Create an
saying.
application.
Second, third, fourth are not mandatory at the time of creating an application. If you have a
So,
yeah.
after creating application, can we add the cases?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yeah. You can add the cases. You can update the business objectives. You can add the data model. You can add.
Okay, fine.
If you have a pre-hand knowledge, that's what I'm saying. If you have a pre-hand knowledge at the time of creating an application, you can
So,
mention it.
those are not the client requirement, is it?
Those are not the client requirements. Those are the you need to. Client give you the requirements. Your your architect will be there, right? Whoever is having some more knowledge in that space, generally they may have, whenever they see the requirements and those at high level, they can visualize and they can suggest some cases and data models as well. So whatever they just suggest initially I'm saying. Anyway, nobody can directly visualize entire application at the starting itself. So whatever they visualize, or collectively we visualize whatever the cases we need and what the data model is required or may be required, we can keep them our creating an application. And even if you don't have information, then you can, that is also fine, you can skip that.
Okay.
Later create. Okay. Okay then. Thank you, Narendra and Akila, for your time. And tomorrow there won't be any class, and we will meet on Monday, my time.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.